For centuries, the Bissago were buccaneers on the coasts of West Africa. Elusive pirates and skillful sailors, they disappeared into a labyrinth of islands off the coast of Guinea-Bissau, where no other ships dared to venture. This archipelago has become sacred to this people who venerate nature and share this island refuge with it.
You have to start by observing the sea around you and the movements on the surface of the water. That's where the fish are. Then you approach gently against the current and cast your net.
Beto is 40 years old. Ever since he was a child, he's been fishing with a casting net on the sandbanks, where small fish swarm at low tide.
I had a hard time when I first started out. I wasn't doing it quite right. I didn't truly master the technique until I was 20 years old. It was important to me because it meant that I could feed my family. My father and mother were very proud. Do you want to try your hand at net fishing?
I'd love to.
Put your hand through here.
The right hand?
Now it's your turn. Go ahead.
Not bad, huh? Is there a bucket to put them in? In my pocket? Oh, so I'm just here to hold the fish while you catch them. Located off the coast of Guinea-Bissau, at the mouth of the Rio-Jeba, the Bisagos Archipelago is made up of 80 islands and islets, separated from one another by a network of channels, mudflats, and sandbanks. I like those roots there.
Yes.
Beautiful.
They're mangrove roots. They go from top to bottom. They go down into the water to cling to the mud.
That's how the mangroves gain ground. Impressive. Mangroves occupy a large fringe of the Bissagos Archipelago. They're home to a rich ecosystem where migratory birds and fish come to breed.
Take the paddle and the probe to see the bottom. That's it.
Okay.
Okay. Shout if you touch the bottom.
Fundo. Muito fundo. Fundo nada.
You have to be careful here because of the sandbanks and the rocks. There's a risk of running aground or breaking the engine. You can get into trouble pretty quickly. It's better to raise the motor and push the boat.
How do you find your way around the sandbanks and pebbles?
We sail by instinct. We don't have any GPS devices here, no depth finders or maps. We just look around and recognize places we've been to before. If you don't have a good memory around here, you can get into a lot of trouble.
There's not much water here, just this much.
Oh.
I've been told that long ago, our ancestors were warriors. They would set off in pirogues to attack boats that ran aground on the sandbanks. Then they hid in their villages, in the forest, in the heart of the islands, where no one could find them.
After 4 hours of sailing, we finally arrive at our destination, Karachi Island. This is where Beto lives. It's one of the archipelago's 21 inhabited islands and the farthest from the mainland. Is your village over there?
Yes, but you can't see it from the sea. It's in the middle of the forest.
Inland?
Yes. We'll dock here. It's the only beach on the island. Then we'll continue on foot. It would take us at least 3 or 4 hours to go through the mangroves. It's a lot longer.
To escape the Portuguese settlers, the inhabitants of the Bisagos Islands took refuge inland. That's where they built their villages, out of sight and protected by the immense forests. The intrepid Bissago sailors became farmers, learning how to plow their land, harvest the fruits of the forest, and live on nature's bounty alone.
Look, this is my rice field. The rice is ripe. We'll harvest it this week. See those little birds there? They're weavers. They're here all the time. They eat the rice. We protect the crops with these cables, but they're determined.
That's a full-time job. The weaver birds are a real scourge for the Bissago. In just a few hours, they can ravage the fields of rice that are the staple crop of the island's inhabitants.
Look at this hut. We use it to chase away the weaver birds when they attack the grains of rice.
It's a miller's staircase.
Careful.
It's like being on a boat, but on land.
Look out. This can kill someone.
Oh, wow. Beto, can I try? Like this?
Okay, now.
No. That's it.
A direita.
Everyone here is a farmer, harvesting palm nuts to make oil, growing rice, yams and manioc. That's the everyday life of the Bissago. People also fish early in the morning just to feed themselves. That's what the Bissago have always done.
The harvest season brings with it great fests and celebrations. In Beto's village, the festivities have already begun. Dressed in their saya, or straw skirts, the women dance and sing. The men have gathered in the center of the village. Some are wearing costumes and masks made to look like animal heads. What's going on?
Vaca Bruto. It's a traditional ceremony that brings together all the young people in the village. It takes place once a year.
The Vaca Bruto dance marks the passage from childhood to adulthood. This is the Fanado ceremony, the most important moment in the life of any Bissago. What's the purpose of the cow mask?
My people believe that animals are sacred and inhabited by spirits. Each of us has a totem animal. These dances are a way of paying homage to the spirits of nature. There are three categories of dancers. The first group is dressed in loincloths. It's all teenagers. The second group wears all kinds of costumes, and it's made up of young adults. The third group of dancers is the oldest. They wear ox horns on their heads. It consists of young people who will soon be leaving for the sacred forest to undergo an initiation rite. Once they've done that, they can never dance the vracabruto again. In the life of the Bissago, children have no responsibilities. All you have to do is have fun. But the day you're told you have to do your fanado, that means you've become an adult. It's up to you to look after your house and provide for your family and the village elders. For us, it's the custom to serve the clan. Everything you do for the clan. These are our traditions, our laws, which have been handed down from generation to generation.
In the early morning, while the women gather shellfish on the beach, we prepare the nets before setting out to sea with Beto and his son, Manuel. Beto is the only person in his village to own a motorized pirogue. With it, he can sail far off the coast and sell his catch in Bissau, the capital.
Today, the Bissago have become a land-dwelling people. They hardly ever go to sea because they've lost the habit of sailing. Some can even stay on an island for 5 or 6 years without ever going out on the water. Most of them have never been to the capital, Bissau. Many of them are afraid of the sea. When they get into a pirogue, they can't stand the smell of the fuel. They get seasick, makes them nauseous.
We head for the southern part of the archipelago, close to Orango Island. Because of the shallows and the currents, this area is full of fish, and Beto is hoping to find a large fish that swam from the open sea. Apparently, we're not alone. There are humpback dolphins swimming alongside us. They too are looking for food.
Mark, voila. Yeah. Voila.
That's it.
The worst part will be to bring it all back in.
Yeah.
Look, they're from Senegal. I learned to fish with them when I wanted to become a professional fisherman. They come to the archipelago because where they live, they no longer have any big fish like we do here.
That's a big fish they have there. This big.
It's a barracuda. Thread fins and barracudas are the most expensive fish. They sell very well. But if I catch other species, that's fine too. I just take them back to my village and we eat them as a family.
Do you ever catch very big fish?
Yes, sometimes I even catch sharks. You can find some very large ones around here. We used to catch them fairly often. But now we're seeing fewer and fewer of them. It's very rare to catch one these days.
Do you catch them for their fins?
Yes, fins are in very high demand, especially with Chinese offshore fishermen. When we saw that, all the local fishermen started catching more and more sharks because it paid well. Now there aren't many left. Pull harder, Mark.
Yes, Beto. Ah, there's a big one. It's beautiful. Great.
Great. Come on, Mark.
Yes, boss. Can I come work for you? It's too late to return to Karachi. Beto decides to set up camp for the night on Orango Island. Oh, I see.
This is how you cook fish when you don't have an oven.
It cooks slowly but surely.
You know, when I was born, life was a lot harder than it is today. We had no shoes. We walked barefoot. We had nothing. When we saw a white person, we ran away. And now look, we're sitting together and talking because we're friends.
Are you happy to be working on the sea?
The sea is like a blessing for us. Today, I've managed to buy my own equipment so I can go fishing whenever I want. It makes it possible for me to earn money, support my family, and send my children to school. If someone's sick, I can look after them. In the end, I think that fishing is much better than farming palm nuts. That's why I wanted to teach my eldest son the fishing trade. Of course, he can spend time on other activities, but I think it's good that he's learning the fishing trade. Because there'll come a time when I'll be old. Then he'll have to take over and go out to sea to provide for the whole family.
And you, Manuel, would you like to have the same life as your dad?
It's my father's job, so I'm happy to learn and I'm working hard at it. But I find the life of a fisherman really hard. In the future, I'd like to have a job that's not so hard. I'm about to do my finado to become an adult. Then we'll see.
Okay, I think it's cooked. We can eat now. Help yourself. Use your fingers. Do you like it?
Yeah.
A small campfire and good fish. See? This is where we Bissago get our strength. Look at my arms. Feel those.
This is all from the fish. Orango is the archipelago's largest island. It's a sanctuary for flora and fauna, and a sacred place for the Bissago people.
Look, Mark, this is hippopotamus dung. Hippos come here often. At night, they come out of the water to eat grass. This time of year, they spend more time in freshwater lakes than in the sea. But that's only true during the rainy season. The rest of the year, from February to July, there's no water in the lakes because it's too hot. As a result, the hippos live in the sea, in salt water.
So this is the road between the lake and the sea?
Yes.
The sea hippos that live on the island are the last remaining specimens in West Africa. They play an important role in Bissago cosmogony. They're a symbol of strength and bravery. Where are they now?
Over there. Look, there they are.
Behind the tree? Oh yes, I see them now. Like this? Amazing. And that makes them want to come.
It's to call the hippos. We use this technique to wake them up. Look, they're awake now. See? He's getting up. Look.
Yes, I see. He's right there.
There aren't many hippos left. It's not like it used to be. It's because the locals used to eat them. The herds were chased away by people who wanted to eat their meat. But today, it's forbidden to kill them, so they all gather here in the freshwater lake.
Hippopotamuses, manatees, and dugongs are now protected, along with all the rest of the archipelago's flora and fauna. The Bissagos Islands have been made a UNESCO World Heritage Site. But long before humans ever lived here, it was the green turtles that made Orango a sacred place.
You see these? They're turtle tracks.
Great! Is it heading for the sea?
Yes, look, it's heading for the water.
Can I pick it up?
Yes, go ahead, it won't hurt you.
Come, I'll take you to the sea. Careful.
Put it there.
Should I put it down here?
Yes, it'll wait for a wave to reach the sea.
Here comes a wave. There it is. Awesome.
It's happy.
Go, go, go! Extraordinary.
It's thanks to our simple lifestyle, close to nature, that we've been able to live like this for so long, away from everything. But things are changing fast. We see fewer fish than in the past, and fewer turtles because of foreign fishermen. That's why we have to protect them so they don't disappear. I want my grandchildren to be able to see baby turtles heading out to sea.
The Bjssagos Archipelago is still a refuge for Beto and his people today. It enables them to preserve their culture and look to the future while preserving their sacred bond with nature.